Hi, and welcome to my channel. This is Cleansing Your Crystals Part 1. And first, before I start showing you the various methods of cleansing your crystals, first I wanted to talk about what it means to cleanse your crystal and the terms used. So, the terms you may have heard people using when they're referring to cleansing crystals, well, they could say cleansing crystals, they could say purifying crystals, smudging stones, or energetically balancing crystals. It can be quite confusing to hear so many terms, or different terms, but I'm here to simplify it for you. All these terms mean the same thing. They amount to cleansing your crystal or gemstone of old stagnant vibrations. It is important to purify crystals in your collection on a regular basis. The reason for this is that they tend to pick up energies along the way, like a bad day you had last week or a fight with a loved one. Purifying your crystals will help keep their conduits open so that they can work with clarity towards your highest good. It is also kind to the crystal allies. Each crystal has a spirit, a tiny bit of energy. By cleansing your crystal, you are honoring it as the sacred and divine being that it is. Whether you are a beginner starting out with your first stone or a seasoned crystal worker, cleansing the crystals in your life is an important aspect to working with their healing energies. Just as people can hold old, stagnant energies in their bodies, so can stones. A simple cleansing process will release the old energy so they can work at their highest vibrational frequency. It is also a good practice to energetically purify new crystals and stones that you decide to bring into your life. Oftentimes they have been handled by multiple people in a store setting, and they collect energies off each interaction, whether positive or negative. So whether you've been working with the stones for a long time, or it's a newcomer to your spiritual circle, it may be time for a cleanse. We'll get to the different techniques of cleansing your crystals a little bit further along. For now, let's look at some of the signs showing that a crystal is ready for purification. Number 1. If the stone is a new arrival from a store or a gift from a friend. As mentioned above, it is always wise to cleanse new stones so they can work with your energies coming from a pure vibrational state. Number 2, if the crystal is discoloring. I personally have not seen this happen yet, but apparently stones pick up what's in their environment, and a very clear visible sign is when dark inclusions appear in a stone. A few examples this author has is she has seen sodalite pick up dark brown splotches. She's even seen clear quartz pick up black pockets within its structure. If you have a crystal that has changed colors, especially if the new colors are dark, your stone is in need of purification. Number 3, if you aren't drawn to the crystal or gemstone anymore. This can be something as simple as always picking up a different piece to work with, or as dramatic as the stone not feeling good to you anymore. And number 4, if the crystal feels dull, heavy, or drained. A purified stone ready to do energy healing should feel light, bright, and pure. If your stone doesn't, it's time for some cleansing. And all this information comes from www.energyhealinginfo.com. So now the techniques that I'm going to show you are using white sage or smudge, using an incense stick, and a candle. And the method is pretty much the same for the smudge and the incense. I use loose white sage. I think it works a little bit better than the more common form, which is bundles. I can get loose white sage to light a little easier than bundled form. But what you want to do is you want to light your loose leaf sage or bundle until it smolders, And then you just want to surround the stone in the smoke. You can even move it while the smoke is purifying it to make sure the smoke covers all the areas. And you want to do that with each and every stone. And this is one of my personal favorites because if you don't know if a stone is water soluble, if you don't know if a stone is light sensitive or fades in the light, I like smudging a lot. The other simple form that you can do is incense. And I like this version too because if you don't have smudge and you have an incense stick, you can use an incense stick. But the process is the same. You're going to want to light your incense so it smolders, and then you are going to keep moving the stone in the smoke so that the smoke purifies it. And the last method I'm going to show you is a candle. Now, with a candle or with using sunlight or fire, you have got to be careful and do your research as to which stones can handle being cleansed in fire, sunlight, etc. Because some stones, like citrine and amethyst, can fade in the sunlight. But when using a candle, you can even use multiple candles and surround your big pile of stones, or stone. You want to if you're doing it that way, you want to let your stone sit in the circle of candles, lit candles, for an hour. But if you're doing it with a single candle, you just want to be very careful and just let the heat come through the stone, but you don't want to burn yourself. You want to keep doing that until your stone is purified, or it feels energetically cleansed, and that's using a candle. Now, in the next video, I'm going to show you how to cleanse with sea salt. And I would show you how to cleanse with dirt because I like dirt better, but I have no dirt. I don't even have dirt outside. It's really sad. But anyway, I'm going to show you sand. And you can do this method with rice. You can do it with rose petals. You can do it with salted water or seawater or salt water. And you can do this with dirt. And you can do this with salt, which is what I'm going to show you in the next video. If you're doing it, typically you would have your bowl full, like covered to pretty much the top with salt. I'm not going to have that much salt in because I don't have that much salt. And I've heard you want a ceramic or a wooden bowl because ceramic or wood is from the earth, and that makes the connection with cleansing your stone a little easier because you're using something from the earth, cleansing from the earth. Anyway, I'll talk about more of that later. Then I was going to show you how to cleanse in sunlight. I'm not going to place my amethyst stone in the light too long. I'm just going to show you for demonstration purposes. And the same cleansing method goes for moonlight. And then I was going to show you how to cleanse with a singing bowl or sound. So, thanks for watching, and I will get back with you in a few minutes. Thanks. Bye.